Subscribe, hype, like, click the notification bell and turn on all notifications. And donate with a super thanks donation in the comments section below for the unfiltered, unapologetic Sean's View End. Your home for WWE news, rumors, and backstage chaos. This is where gossip gets exposed around the clock. Now, here's your host, the brash Sean's View End.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of WWE Backlash Tampa last night, which was in Tampa. For those of you that don't know, I want your review because I did 2 videos surrounding it, talking about it, bringing it up. For those of you that didn't get those 2 videos, I want your official review and your comments of WWE Backlash at the top of the show. But as we all heard and as we all know, according to rumors, gossip, and this part isn't even according the rumors, gossip, and speculation, because as a matter of fact, this is according to the man that made the announcement himself last night, John Cena. The John Cena Classic, NXT versus WWE. For the inaugural John Cena Championship, again, we talked about it earlier, it will be a spinner championship, and I'm sure, that'll go on WWE Shop, and I'm sure it'll be more money for TKO, because we all know the debt that TKO is in right now. And according to those in the know, another major reason behind all those releases in the company was due to the fact that, again, the WWE and TKO had to trim the fat. They had to cut some of those WWE superstars that, quite frankly, you could have made a roster out of. You could have made your own company from. Now, with this new championship being presented to the winner of the John Cena Classic, you got to wonder now what will be. It's almost like Cyber Sunday. It's almost like Taboo Tuesday, where, the WWE fans get to choose, I guess, the winner. We're still a little bit wrong, or maybe we're right. I mean, there's all kinds of different scenarios as to how this whole scenario could go down with John Cena. But let me tell you something. There is actually a whisper of some good news, guys. There is some chatter. And we all know, let's not pretend we don't know, whether you watch it or not, the partnership between TNA Wrestling and WWE. We all know that wrestlers are traded. We all know that wrestlers come back. We all know that wrestlers get sidetracked. Sometimes a TNA star will end up in WWE. Sometimes a WWE star will end up in TNA. I mean, we all saw what happened with Matt Cardona, and we all saw his record is, 1-8 since returning. Rusev, all these stars that the WWE brought back, and you thought there was going to be promise. Now we're in rumors, gossip, and speculation of one Jack Hager, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, potentially re-signing with WWE. Yes, you heard that right. But that's not all, guys. According to rumors, gossip, and speculation online, again, this can change. This is always subject to change. But we are here for commentary. We're here to shoot, brother, and no one's going to shoot like Sean's doing him, and no one's going to present it. Now, with all the releases, with well over 20 WWE releases, right? Now the talk becomes who is going to sign, who is going to return, who is going to come back into the WWE. As the New Day used to say, who. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hooting and we're going to be hollering in this one. Because according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, and we're going to get into this right here and right now, with WWE Backlash in the record books, and the rumors are already flying about who the WWE could be bringing in. Kairi Sane spotted at the Tampa airport the day of Backlash last night. Matt Hardy has been circulating a WWE-TNA partnership. Ted DiBiase Jr. was sitting front row at WrestleMania 42, and are all 3 about to sign. This is pure speculation, but the timing on all 3 of these names is impossible. It is sus to ignore. Kairi's unfinished story with Asuka and Iyo Sky. And, of course, we're also hearing about Asuka's retirement. Man, I'll tell you, you look at the last year in WWE who has let go of the WWE. It's a who's who of World Wrestling Entertainment. You're talking about John Cena. You're talking about Goldberg. You're talking about AJ Styles. You're talking about Brock Lesnar. And now Asuka's name you add to that, man, boy. Again, yet all these stars that are retiring, all these stars that are going off into the sunset, you need to have replacements. And you need to have returns. But ladies and gentlemen, the door between WWE and TNA is cracking open, according to those in the know, for broken Matt Hardy and DiBiase Jr.'s WrestleMania appearances raising eyebrows. In this video, we break down every sign pointing to a massive post-Backlash signing wave, not a release wave like we've been accustomed to and used to over the last several weeks, and what it could mean for the WWE going forward. Now, who else? And again, now there's wrestlers in AEW that we've heard that the WWE would like to sign, that the WWE would love to have on their roster. That is in AEW, and we all know two names at the top would be Dean Ambrose, a.k.a. Jon Moxley, and MJF. Now, whether or not that happens remains to be seen. But from the athletes, from the wrestlers, from the names that we are talking about, from the names that we are bringing up, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? And who do you think should be signing in the WWE? And if it is a broken Matt Hardy, if it is a Kairi Sane, is it a Ted DiBiase Jr., what brand will they end up on? Will it be Raw, SmackDown, or NXT? Also, you got to wonder where Kairi Sane will go. Now, over the last several days, there's been multiple wrestlers that have been on the roster that have become free agents. Now, we're not going to bring up news that is old because we're all about keeping it current, at least within the last 24 hours. That's what we're about in the news, the rumors, and the headlines. That is the deadline here on the Brash and the Brazen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are also receiving word that we could finally have a switch-up. We could finally have a new regime on the Red Brand of Raw on Netflix every single Monday night. Are we finally going to get a new Raw general manager who is going to be taking over the reins or being 50-50 partnership with Adam Pearce? Also, what is the status of Paige after she was busted open the hard way by Nia Jax? Boy, I'll tell you what, when you look through the annals of time in WWE history, you look at Seth Rollins and you look at Nia Jax, I think those two are the most notable stars that have gone out and hurt legitimately the other WWE superstar. Accident, prominent, whatever it may be, the backlash for Nia Jax is scintillating. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about returns, but sadly and unfortunately, we got to bring up the fact about Seth Rollins did talk about it. It came out of his mouth. This isn't rumor. This isn't according to those that know. This isn't gossip. This sure as hell ain't speculation. But what it is if we lose someone like Seth Rollins, boy, I'll tell you, we always wanted, as WWE fans, I think we always wanted that Shield triple threat match. Now, I know we've gotten it, but it was at a B-level pay-per-view. And, we always wanted to be that Shield triple threat match. Will we ever get that now? Will we ever? And most importantly, we wanted it at WrestleMania. Speaking about WrestleMania, if that were to occur, Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, it would be, in my opinion, the biggest triple threat match in the history of WrestleMania. But speaking about WrestleMania for next year, ladies and gentlemen, Saudi Arabia. We are receiving word, according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, that with all the money and all the backing that Saudi Arabia has, and we all know they got unlimited bank accounts, checking accounts, it could be CM Punk, the best in the world, versus the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin at next year's WrestleMania. And on the other end, The Rock, the final boss, versus Roman Reigns. That is the rumor, that is the gossip, and that is the speculation online right now. And guys, I can't tell you how important and crucial it is to not shut off my show within the first 3 or 4 minutes. Because as the show goes on, we build it up to get bigger and badder and better. And the news and the rumors really signifies those very things. Speaking about signifying, John Cena responds to mixed reaction over the WWE John Cena Classic announcement. Also, breaking news on The Big Show. Paul White, we all remember him, right? He reveals that doctors expected him to die before 45 years old amid brutal battle with his height, where it was just seeming like kind of like the Andre the Giant thing that he had. Also, Paul White, The Big Show, details scary fan encounter that led to broken jaw and huge legal costs. Asuka may be semi-retired following WWE Backlash. And according to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, AJ Styles calls out negative WWE fans who complain about everything. Your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions on that. We got plenty more to come. Sean's View will never keep you in the rear view. We keep you front and center to witness it all, because this is the show where we give it all. Subscribe.